Yes, good afternoon everyone. Welcome back to AFL Sunday. Two matches being played in Melbourne today at the MCG. Melbourne are taking on St Kilda. A reasonably close match there. The Demons just fighting back a little bit in the third quarter. We'll keep you updated with those scores as the afternoon wears on. The other match today is at Colonial Stadium. The Western Bulldogs taking on Collingwood. The Bulldogs, of course, opened their account against Carlton last weekend. Collingwood, interestingly enough, haven't lost a game since going down to Carlton back in round 3. Now, before today's game at Colonial, an opportunity for Bulldogs President David Smorgon to publicly acknowledge the efforts of his Collingwood counterpart Eddie Maguire, who helped raise around $1 million in valuable sponsorship dollars for the Doggies.
I would like to announce that we have introduced the Eddie Maguire Community Services Award. This award will be given annually to the person that has made the most outstanding contribution to the Western Region community of Melbourne. It will be given to the winner every time the Bulldogs play the Magpies. So it will be an annual event. And we think that this acknowledges the tremendous work that Eddie Maguire has done for the Western Bulldogs.
David, thank you very much for the trophy. I'll shake hands with you now. We're going to come out and belt the hell out of you in about 10 minutes' time.
Well, there you go. Certainly a big few days for Eddie Maguire. Adulation, threats of litigation. Will the weekend finish in celebration? We'll find out now as we join our commentators at our broadcast match for this afternoon. It's the Western Bulldogs and Collingwood at Colonial Stadium. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first quarter.
Rocker spears the pass, looking for either Burns or Fraser. Both were there. Fraser just protected Burns. Now the chip inside 50. Batheris with mark inside 50. Held it long enough. And he will perhaps have a shot at goal. Maybe within range. Tough kick. Getting some abuse as he goes through the motions. That's a gem of a kick off the boot. Perfect start for Collingwood. Bandy. Players diving in. Grant's got it, but is caught. Ball comes free. Into the handball. Tag gives it off to Curia court. Dogs might get one here. Spinning around. High kick. Westie has put it through.
Tried to draw him with a handball over the top. Did it well. Got it on the Burns. Tucked it under the arm. Ran forward. Good delivery. Fraser couldn't quite get there. Bounce got him. Croft waits. Risky handball. Smith brilliantly out of trouble.
Darcy, back pocket, free. Nathan Brown getting a bit of it. Confident bounce. Third possession for him. Goes wide to Brad Johnson. He in turn wide. Looking for an option out there. Saunders caught. Umpire says play on. Ball inside 50 for the Dogs. Gian Siracusa slaps it out. Rolling, trickling ball. Alvey, that's over the top draw.
Knocks the ball to Curia. Colin, quick hands, Burns. Burns long ball, Rocker at the back, got the sit here, should Mark does. Comes in to kick for goal. Kick on its way, it's there. See time ticking away there. Collingwood an opportunity, in possession. Kick out wide. Wakeland shrugs off the Saunders tackle. Looks to kick on his non-preferred side. Found Loney. Loney will take Johnson on, does, and beats him from 50. Bangs it home! Ryan Loney.
Well, there you go. Some of the first quarter highlights there. The Western Bulldogs 2-3-15, trail Collingwood 3-1-19, and you'd reckon the scene is set for a bit of a close game over there at Colonial Stadium. We'll take a break, and when we come back, the second quarter from Colonial. This is AFL Sunday. Welcome back. Our feature match this afternoon, the Western Bulldogs and Collingwood at Colonial. Before we rejoin the boys there, let's just take a look at some updated scores from the MCG, where St Kilda are doing pretty well against the Demons. Well, they were. There's the half-time scores. There was only 4 points in it at three-quarter time, however. There's Melbourne, 14-9-93. They appeared to have shaken off a determined St Kilda. 10-8-68. So you'd reckon, barring any tragedies for the Demons, they'll kick clear and go on and chalk up another 4 points. Well, at Colonial Stadium, it was Collingwood by 4 points at quarter time. Let's take a look at some of the early goals from the second term.
The Magpies by 4 points starting the second quarter. Gilby got coat-hangered. Handballs off to West. Gives it to Johnson within range. 45 metres out. Nailed it. Inside 17 seconds. The Bulldogs are away.
Pops it over the top to Ben Johnson. Marks it on 60. Chips inside 50. On the lead, Maloya playing it full forward. Couldn't mark it. O'Brien, Betheris, Lacuria and McGough. Chance here. Back to Betheris. Looping Paul Lacuria. Now Holland. Finally, they get one towards full forward. Rocker! Well, it's Mother's Day. He still lives with his mum. And this should put a smile on her face. 2 goals to Rocker. You can see the angle on your screen. Rocker doesn't get the big rocker launcher on this one. Goes to the square. It's a mark. Fraser. Reverse angle. Fraser's kick. Shouldn't make any mistake. Straight through the middle. Over the goal umpire's hat.
Collingwood clearly outmarking the opposition at the moment.
Michael Malthouse adjusting the magnets. Free kick.
Nice.
And it'll be a free kick to the Dogs, Darcy.
When you're struggling for a goal, as the Dogs have a bit this game, to get a free kick 20 metres out from goal after a rucking contest is a nice bonus. And I'm not sure it was there either.
Darcy, the lineup. Draw the margin back to just 2 points if he kicks truly. You can see the roof shutting. We're showing it to you in slow motion there.
8 minutes to close for those people that don't know.
Luke Darcy just waits for it to close a little bit more so the breeze doesn't affect this kick as much. Speak of son of guns, he's dad 133 games with the Dogs. He kicks this one towards goal and he has scraped it in. And we're back to a 2-point ball game.
Yes, well, there you go. The game started with the roof open. And as you can see now, the roof is shut. An open and shut case at Colonial Stadium. Surely they'll come up with a fair income policy at some stage through the season. The spectators don't know whether to take their block out or a raincoat. All right, let's go back to the boys. Brian Taylor, Dwayne Russell and Garry Lyon. 5 minutes remaining of the second quarter. It's the Magpies by just 2 points.
Inside the attacking 50 for the Pies. Rocker to O'Brien, a Tarrant. Kick half smothered. Trapped at half-back, spearing ball by Alvey wide. Mark's been taken. Jim Siracusa, Garlic, Dimatina, ball bounced nicely for him. Spiral torpedo, half off the side of the boot. Danger spot, Wakelin, the spoil from Darcy. Ball comes down to Betheris. Cloak, Collingwood can reload. Chip kick to Lacuria. Burns on the end of the handball. Now Nick Davis, 3 Dogs to beat, and he's beaten them all. This is a promising move. The goose step, long. Rocker, Tarrant, back of the back, credit, free kick.
Chris Tarrant, I reckon.
You're right.
Had the sit. Chris Tarrant always looked like he was going to put in a bid for Mark of the Year like we've seen him do on previous occasions and was denied that opportunity. We'll see it on the replay here, just coming into screen now, and Credill just got enough of him, and there's a well-paid free kick. Roof is closed.
Tarrant, drop putt. Here's across the face, and he gets a little bit of verbal treatment as well for a miss that shouldn't have been. Collingwood by 3 points.
Oh, you'd be filthy with that, wouldn't you?
Well, Garry, your theory that the Bulldogs' 2 loose guys in defence is not working because Collingwood are a lot more dangerous in their forward line than the Bulldogs are at the other end.
Well, Davis won a 3-on-1 and that made them dangerous, but at the other end they're just struggling. Cloak is cruising across. At least he's got an opponent now, but Collingwood look better equipped to deal with a lopsided forward line than the Western Bulldogs do.
That's because one of the reasons the man on screen there, Rocker, short of Clement, who's also a very nice kick of the ball, goes back to Rocker.
Fraser on Brad Johnson in the goal square. Get it in there quick.
Lockyer, Rocker, Shoulder blow there by Darcy. All he could do is advance the ball by a foot. O'Brien, desperate. Crowd are loving this game. It's full of intensity.
Well, look, Josh Fraser sitting in the goal square with Brad Johnson, his opponent. Why would you not belt it into the goal square and give him a chance?
The only reason could be that perhaps they didn't look downfield and see that obvious mismatch. Boundary throw in. 20 metres around from the Collingwood goal. Fraser working hard. Umpire blows his whistle. Free kick, Bulldogs. Michael Roberts, boundary side.
As we know, fellas, they use the yellow ball on Friday nights when the roof is shut and the lights are on. The umpires have been instructed to keep the red ball all day.
So Liberatore wide and dangerous to Murphy, who takes the mark back pocket. 3.5 minutes remaining to half-time. Collingwood just hanging on to this slender lead. Murphy bounces, spears, Hunter. Goes backward of the wing, dog side wing, chip kick over the top. That's been taken and dished off by Bandy. Smith, now Chris Grant at half forward, just inside the line. Probably beyond his range. 7th possession for Chris Grant.
Got Darcy long against Clement. Not a bad option if he wants to go long.
Takes plenty of time. He's outside the boundary and outside 50.
Same situation as the first quarter. Surely there has to be a limit on how long he can hold his footy in this situation.
Collingwood players flooding back, spearing ball that travels more than the required 15 to Garlick. He chips inside 50, almost a mark, not paid to Dimittina. Play on, and there's a wrestle on.
Well, there it is, that rule, the 15-metre rule being used to the greatest effect, because they took that long and they tried to be cute and chip it round. Paid the price. Might have been a bit unlucky not to get one high early, but loath to go long these days.
The resultant turnover ends in a ball up inside the Bulldogs attacking 50. Cloak, aggressive thump of the ball. Gilby bowled over Johnson, kept it in play. No. Dimittina slung it over the line. We'll have a boundary throw in 60 metres around from Collingwood's goal.
Rowan Smith gone to full forward for the Western Bulldogs against... he's gone to full back, opposed to Rupert Patheris.
Luke Darcy, Josh Fraser. Luke Darcy playing his 140th game. Free kick will go Collingwood's way. Nearly 50. And it'll go back to Josh Fraser, who's kicked 1 goal in the game so far. He'll go short up the boundary line. Not the prettiest of kicks. It ends up in the hands of Loney, though. Feeds it off to Buckley. Dimittina dealt with Loney off the ball.
Number being taken.
Report has been made. Paul Dimittina, Ryan Loney.
Well, I thought it was... free kick was certainly warranted. Yes. We'll have a look at that. And Dimmer.
And a 50-metre penalty will go with it.
He's been pretty good.
No, it won't.
Paul Dimittina on Nathan Buckley.
Umpire sorting it out. So you saw the replay there. He has been reported, so he will front the tribunal unless the umpire withdraws the charge between now and then.
Nathan Buckley and Paul Dimittina have been head-to-head all afternoon. Dimittina is the one who's taken the honours at the moment. He's had 9 possessions. Buckley just the 7.
It's a long 50-metre penalty. As you see, Darcy and Fraser having a bit of a howdy-do. Buckley's trying to tell the umpire that the measuring of the 50 was not what it should have been. Kick on its way. Presenting, Cloak has moved down to the forward line. Centering kick, miss Fraser. Now Gilby's got to go. He does. Weaves through heavy traffic. Good play, burst. 2 of the youngsters combining. And one of the youngsters that's growing up, Brown. Couple of bounces. Wrong-footed on his right. Will kick forward. Looking for an opportunity here. Beautifully trapped by Robert Murphy. Wheeled around and it boot missed. Wonderful skill, wasn't it?
Contender for a goal of the year, that would have been had it come off. Trapped it beautifully. He's got some ability. In fact, Gilby and Burst and Murphy, they're okay, the Western Bulldogs. They need just some help at the top end.
Well, as good as this first half has been, it's just an entree perhaps to the main course, which will be the second half. Grant, close to the wing, takes it out. We're not far from half-time. Collingwood leading by 2 points. You can see the top 5 possession winners this quarter.
An unlikely second top possession winner. He's having a terrific debut second season.
Burns thought he had it. Stolen by Dimitino. Another possession for him. They're about to go inside 50, the Dogs. Long kick towards goal. It's a dream goal. An unbelievable goal. Kicked by Burst.
Right at the right time too for the Western Bulldogs, who most likely now will go in at half-time with a lead, and they'd be feeling pretty good about that. It's been hard to score, but I guess with the tactics have also made it difficult to score for a Collingwood side who looks so very dangerous early in the piece. So from a coaching point of view, then you have to give credit to Terry Wallace. I thought it might have been working against them, but they're going to go into the lead at half-time.
Shane Burse kicking a goal with just 37 seconds remaining on the clock till half-time. Roof is shut. Started the day with it open. Exciting game of football being played as well. Garlick out of the middle, kicked it forward. Darcy spills. Grant peeling for the free kick. Hovered over it a little in the attacking zone for the Bulldogs.
Last roll of the dice here. Bit of space behind on the goal side for the Western Bulldogs. This is where you've got to try something. Second man up maybe. Whack it into space.
Well, the umpire needs to bounce quicker.
5 seconds. The umpire wasting a lot of time there and robbing an opportunity to score. Siren will sound. And at half-time, surprisingly, some would say the Bulldogs kicking the last 2 goals of that quarter to just nudge their way in front by 4 points as Liberatore wants to go on with things. Umpires separate them verbally. And just a quiet chat in the ear of Tony Liberatore about what's happening there.
It's a big win, I reckon, to win this first half, the Western Bulldogs, because I think Collingwood had much more of the footy, or it appeared that they had a lot more of the play throughout the course of that first half. And for them to hang in there, have belief in their system, belief in the way they went about it. 158 touches, the Pies, to 142, the Western Bulldogs, but they've worked hard enough, and they now go in at half-time with a 4-point lead. They'll regroup. Some of their players, they're really good players. They've got more in them in West and Johnson. We know there's no rain coming, so the playing conditions will remain the same. So pretty good first half for the Doggies, I would have thought, to keep a dangerous Collingwood to 5 goals. So at half-time, the Western Bulldogs 5-7-37, leading the Magpies 5-3-33. We'll be back with the second half. You're watching AFL on 9.
Yes, it's the Western Bulldogs and Collingwood from Colonial Stadium this afternoon. The Bulldogs trailed by 4 points at quarter time. They've bitten back, though. They now lead by 4 points at half-time. It's certainly looming as a Mother's Day classic, this one, and if you're unwinding from your Mother's Day luncheon, well, sit back and unwind with us. We'll pick up the third quarter action now from the opening bounce.
An exciting half of football ahead. It has been one full of intensity so far. Close contest we've got. Dimitino tries to extract the ball out of the middle. Freeborn, kick, smothered. West went in, little toe poker, got it out wide. Brown set the running Elvie free. Left foot kick back in. Grant in the contest, knocked down Smith. Front and centre, Grant's in trouble behind the play. Right foot snap by Smith, bounce, good bounce! Grant still down.
That's a great result. The Western Bulldogs kicked a goal in the second quarter within 17 seconds of play as Chris Grant is in the hands of the trainers. Looks like it might be a hip. We'll keep an eye on that, as will the Dr. Peter Larkins, of course. And again, within inside 30 seconds of the resumption of play, the Bulldogs have been able to whack another one on the board. So Rowan Smith, who started and spent most of the first half in defence, has gone forward now, playing across half forward. And Chris Grant still hobbling away.
Bulldogs have kicked the last 3 goals of the game. They're out to their biggest lead of the game so far, 10 points. Early stages, second half, Fraser to Buckley, hasn't seen a lot of it, pumps it to half forward, Rocker flies. Garlick, back of pack. Spearing ball wide towards the wing, Alvey. Lockyer, boundary line, ball kept alive to West. Shrugs Freeborn. Grant is up, going to contest this one. Ball to the back of the pack. Mercuria might sick the sanctuary of the boundary line. Keeps the ball in. Wakeland. Now Ben Johnson. Back pocket. Freeborn and West on the wing. Both got a fingernail on it. Ball close to the line and it's out of play. 10-point ball game.
Malloy off the ground. He looked proppy when he ran out after half-time, gone straight up the race.
Indeed he did. Grant's proppy out there as well. We see Grant going over there, not moving that well. Burns fed Johnson. Effective player in the first half was Ben Johnson. But Theris kicked the first goal of the game. Harrison got a high one.
A couple of the prime movers for both these sides. Nathan Buckley down on his average or normal output. He's averaged 25 possessions for the season. He's well down on that. And Scott West also been pretty quiet for the Dogs.
The former Docker, Daniel Bandy there. Tarkin Lockyer got it inside 50. Rocker got rid of his man. Hunter came through, supported Bartlett, who was on the ground. And the result will be a boundary throw in. Kingsley Hunter there and Rocker. 10-point lead to the Bulldogs with the Rowan Smith goal inside a minute in the third quarter. Kept alive, danger here for the Bulldogs. Tarrant one-on-one with Hunter. Takes him on, tries to fend him off. Hunter wraps him up in the tackle. Out of bounds.
Been a little bit quiet, Chris Tarrant too. Just to 7 possessions in the first half.
Ball back into play. Collingwood forward pocket. A short throw in. Hunter, the hunted then. Pack, a round of about 5 or 6 over the ball. We'll get another ball up. Let's go down to the boundary line to Michael Roberts.
Yes, the official wording on Paul Di Martina was for striking Ryan Loney. And I tell you what, Buckley could be lucky because Di Martina's got that right leg strapped and he's going to be struggling with him to run the whole game out.
Forward pocket for the Pies. McGough, Garlick, Nathan Brown and Burns all there. But the boundary line beats all 4. Garlick on screen. O'Brien still sitting on the bench for Collingwood. Fraser to do the ruck work. Ball knocked down. Rocker tries to shrug his way through traffic. Burns caught. The tackle brilliant. Dispossessed Garlick. Spearing ball out of sight. Mark's been taken by Burse. Wider handball. Dogs on the march. Kicked forward towards half forward. It's been marked by Gian Siracusa. Too far out to score, you would think. The leads come. Grant's one-on-one full forward. Ball heads in his direction. Now they float back. Grant! Mark at the day!
Well, that is some leadership and courage all wrapped up into one parcel. I've been watching the physio and doctor been out to Chris Grant since he hurt himself. And that's what he has to do. He's got Wakeland as his opponent now. He just lost Wakeland by making a couple of leads, backing back, getting around behind him. Was set up with a wrestle. And the other significant thing is this. It's his 5th mark. But the other significant thing is that the Bulldogs have finally recognised that Jason Cloke can't be left on his own. He had 12 kicks in the first quarter. They've sent Murphy out, a younger, smaller player, to play on him and take him away from contests such as that. So it then allows the likes of Grant and also Darcy to compete one out with their opponent.
There's the new hold of the ball. Brian Taylor taught to overcome the yips. He was kicking a goal like Bernard Langer was putting at one stage. He hasn't kicked a goal yet. He's kicked 2 behinds. Whacked that through. Every picture tells a story. There's not much more you can say about that. David Smorgan on screen.
And it's only a point in the context of the game, but gee whiz, with the history and the pressure that he's been under, you wonder what sort of effect that'll have on this team.
Clement goes out wide. Loney tries to get Gian Siracusa to come at him. Presents the ball nicely to McKee. Hugging the boundary line as the Magpies work it forward. Good mark taken by McGough. His 5th possession. McGough says, come, present. Tarrant does just that, and then he ignores. Kicker, of course, has to be confident that he can get it to the player on the lead, and sometimes that is not the case. McGough, Fraser, got the jump on Bandy, hit Buckley, Liberatore high. Receives the free kick, last line of defence, no time wasted by the Bulldogs. Brad Johnson, dangerous ploy, trying to turn Brody Holland inside out. Kick out wide, Bandy. Gains possession. Will kick it up centre wing. G and Syracuse have presented nicely. Diving mark has been paid.
It was a slips catch. And that's the other thing they've done is they've kept James Clement busy by playing smaller type players on him, try and take him up the ground a bit, get him away from that half-back line where he's been so dominant.
G and Syracuse, shortish pass. Garlic. Too far out to score. 70 from goal. Dogs lead by 11. It's the biggest lead of the game so far. Inboard towards Credial, but Cloak. Strength.
Poor play. Murphy was the player that's on him. He led short. They ignored that and then went long where Cloak was on his own again.
That was Cloak's 7th mark. Not all of them contested like that, though. Lockyer to Wakeland, back to Lockyer to Holland. Takes the mark on the wing.
Holland's got it. Credial's back on his feet. Goes to McGough. Through traffic, McGough got plenty of time. Kingsley Hunter very quick off the mark. Got in front of Tarrant, even though Tarrant got the break. Well done, Kingsley Hunter. Clearing kick. Liberatore, Holland. Holland, Liberatore. Libber. Listen to the crowd. Smith got the running Albion support. Wants it deep. Darcy. One-on-one with McKee. No mark. Grant. Can't control it. Eventually socketed through for a behind. Under the pump with the Magpie defenders.
Got the answers though at the minute, the Dogs, particularly in defence. Hunter's got Tarrant under control. Buckley's gone forward as well, and at the moment Bartlett's got Rocker as we go down to Dr. Peter Larkins.
Yeah, been a lot of action down here, Gary, with the bench with Jared Malloy going straight up the rooms in the first minute and returning, probably attention to the right foot. And Pretzer Giacomo hasn't returned after half-time. They say it is mild concussion that he has. And we already mentioned that Dimatina carrying a bad corky.
Just 9 possessions to Buckley, who have played 8 minutes third term. Ball to the wing. Nick Davis, Dimatina. An initial fumble that allowed Holland and Ben Johnson to tie him up. And we'll get a bounce on the dog side wing.
Heavily strapped right quaddy there of Paul Dimatina, who has had his number taken, but right now has the scalp of Buckley hanging from his shorts. Whether he can hang on to it all day remains to be seen.
Fraser, Lucuria, out the back, Freeborn, quick hands, Buckley, kick smothered, Buckley goes get it again, Nick Davis dangerous, Davis from 50, he's normally a sensational shot, no exception, Pies respond.
One goal the difference, or 6 behinds to be more accurate. Bulldogs 6-9, Collingwood 6-3. Buckley on screen. Having a good start to this third term, which is now 10 minutes old. Bounce. McKee in the ruck down to Johnson of the Dogs. Nathan Brown. Burse. Long ball. Grant one-on-one. Wakeland. Ball unkindly bounces for Grant, but bounces for Cloak. Free ball. Lockyer fumble. Tackle late. Murphy shows some strength for a thin man. And the ball will be bounced just outside attacking 50 for the Dogs. He's built like a cigarette paper and he wrapped his way around Lockyer brilliantly then.
Bobby Murphy. There's Chris Grant, still struggling with that injury. Ball up, 60 metres out. McKee. Kick out of the pack, Loney. Burse. Advances it back. And boundary throw in. So Collingwood kicked 1 goal in this quarter. Smith got the first of the quarter for the Bulldogs. It's a 4-point margin to the Bulldogs at half-time. And now they've got 1 straight kick. The advantage. Darcy doing the ruck work. Over the back. Wonderful. Johnson. Kick to the danger zone. Grant should get a free kick and does. Well, Chris Grant directly in front. Garry Lyon.
Love to see it again. Might have been paid for effort because he has presented under some difficulties. Yeah, I think you wrapped him up there. You've got to pay that. It was a great tap from Luke Darcy over the back down the throat of Johnson. The free kicks at the moment stand 12. The Dogs 9 to Collingwood. But Darcy over the back to Johnson was just classic ruck play. And Chris Grant, well, he's been brave. He's feeling some pressure right now.
Grant will line up directly in front. You have to kick a goal. in the game. 3 behind so far. Set shot in the first, a set shot in the second, and a set shot in the third have all been missed by Grant.
You'd be letting him know if you're a Collingwood player, wouldn't you?
You won't get an easier opportunity than this. Chris Grant directly in front to put the Bulldogs 12 points up, stabbed at it. I think he might have missed. That was not such a good execution of kick.
He's carrying an injury. How much of that impacts on the way he kicks, I'm not exactly sure, but he's missed both to the left.
Well, if he's carrying an injury, he can give the ball to another player to kick.
Not if he wants to stay out.
No, true, but it'd be almost worth coming off to allow someone to kick a goal. Cloak.
It's a
Back
sad
flank.
state of affairs, isn't it?
Burns. Half volley. Burns comes at him. Tarrant on the lead. Good mark. Pass was equal to the occasion as well. City side wing. 46 players, 39. Only the second mark for Chris Tarrant, using his full quota of time. Drop punt is a high bomb. 2 dogs fly, and a big leap Johnson over the top of Fraser. Looping handball backwards to Nathan Brown. Back flank takes them on. Back to Johnson. No one really to kick to at half forward. Cloak lurking. Ball off his shin. Out of play. Half forward flank for the Dogs. 13.5 minutes travelled, third term. The clearances this quarter in Collingwood's favour. Harrison about to have a rest to sit on the pine, and the boundary umpire about to restart play.
Darcy got the position. McKee got the ball. Handball out. Fed to Buckley. Runs. Nearing the middle. Couple of bounces. Nathan Buckley looking to deliver forward effectively. Great kick. Garlic. Good effort. Bandy read it well. Handball out to Murphy. Put him under the pup. Murphy with a tough kick. Will go to Bartlett. Don't think he'll keep it in. Umpire said he did. I thought it was out. Liberatore. Short ball. Hunter. Half back. Got Albion wide. Ignored that. Looking to get it inside. He does nicely. Credit will give it to Gilby. Started on the bench in the second half. After a good first half. Low ball. Cut off by Cloak.
Well, Murphy's been moved away from Cloak, so now Cloak once again is a floating spear man in defence, and once again cuts off a lead.
Clement wide. Tarrant third mark. Cloak's taken 6, by the way. Wobbly ball towards half forward. Chance here for McGough. Caught. Dispossessed, and once again the Dogs come up with a Gilby wide. Brilliant kick to Gian Syracuse. Releases him for a run. Long kick. Darcy to the bit inside 50. Not Cloak again.
Well, I tell you, you have to make him accountable. They tried it with young Murphy, who just couldn't attract the footy, and Cloak zoned off and did what he likes. But right now, he is standing between the Western Bulldogs and their ability to kick a goal.
How is that not a kick to Luke Darcy? The replay illustrating very clearly. Ball out wide. Burns feeds it to Buckley. Exciting play, Magpies. Buckley with a spearing ball.
It's great to watch when you see a player on the burst who's able to control it. Little wink from Bucks to the big Anthony there. But look, full pace, that takes some control there. Just to kick it into space and let the leading forward run onto it. And then it takes some skill to be able to hit it at full pace with a defender on your hammer and be able to take it with clean hands. So that has been a great passage. See whether Anthony Rocker can finish it, and it would be a pretty devastating blow to Chris Grant if Rocker can go back from this distance and slot one through the middle.
Bartlett standing on the mark has been injured as well. He's moving like a crab. As Rocker will come in, tempting goal number 3, 5th mark. 3rd of those contested, 3 of those contested, but this time he has missed offline. So a let off there for the Bulldogs. 16 minutes into this 3rd quarter.
Saunders is on the ground now. He's gone straight to Jason Cloak. It almost looks like he's going to play on him rather than play as a forward option.
Murphy long in Darcy, Rocker and Fraser's direction. Fists go up. Buckley wakes down. Dimatina steals it. And the Dogs are away through the wing with another brilliant release handball to Albie. Spearing ball. Smith marks 55 out. Wants to take them on. Handballs over the top. Hunter slips. Caught. Johnson. Burst. Bounce. Free kick. Free kick for too high.
Oh. Well,
I must admit I was watching down the ground, so I'd like to see it again.
So Shane Burst.
I guess it is, technically, over the shoulder.
Distance might test him. Brian, you see them at training. Is this within his range?
just this will test his capabilities, you would think.
Puts the ball on the deck. He will know what his captain, Chris Grant, has done with his last few efforts. Perhaps youth can give them the goal they so richly deserved when they started well in this third term. He's held up.
Blood rule burns again, Dwayne.
So Burns will remove himself from the field, and the tension continues to build here with the ball in the hands of Shane Burst. It's been a brilliant game to watch. You see the Collingwood Brains Trust trying to reassess as to what they might do to replace Scott Burns under the blood rule. Well,
the young fellow comes in, you would think, unburdened, wouldn't you? I mean, if he was playing suburban footy, he'd be sitting back thinking, oh, great, I've got a shot at goal. The expectation and pressure is so much greater, of course, when you see your captain miss a couple of easy ones. I guess the pressure builds, but really, he'd be pretty confident.
Every kid has done this in the backyard at the trees. The long kick at goal to change the game, and it's across the face. And another miss for the Bulldogs. 7 points the margin. And we've played 18 minutes third term. What's up, Doc?
Scotty Burns in the rooms again with that split eye, Dwayne, so more attention. He should be back shortly. That's what the blood rule is about.
Yeah, it really has affected Burns' game today, being able to get some quality, consistent time on ground. Lacuria bursts through the half-back line. Delivery up forward, great to Rocker. Bartlett, courage. West feeding handball. Hunter, a decision to make. Which way? Crediop found him. Tarrant making sure he doesn't play on. Good play by Chris Tarrant. Crediop wide to Johnson. Has to be precision-like to find West. West found space in the golf. Delivery to Grant. Tied up. Wakeland did well. Ball to ground. McKee under the pump. Good Darcy tackle. Fraser. 2 to beat. Did it well, the big fella. Fed the handball to Lockyer. Across the face of goal as they transfer the play, and it's complete in the hands of Nick Davis.
This game has lifted another gear. Davis at half-back. Collingwood have threatened, just can't get the lead back. Spearing ball, Didak in the middle. Takes on the opposite number 4, Garlick. Long ball, no one home. Hunter.
Chris Tarrant had led up, straight up the middle of the ground, and I just don't think that Didak saw him at all.
Freddie Hook, Didak manning him up. Half-back flank. We're into time on now, third term. And Crediop has control of the ball and uses his full quota of time.
Crediop slowing it right down. 7-point lead of the Bulldogs. 20-minute mark, third quarter.
That quota of time is as much as you'd like, it appears.
Crediop, no limit, Garry, obviously. Fraser flew high, McKee punch. Boundary throw in.
Well, they've only kicked, the Magpies have only kicked 6 goals in almost 3 quarters of footy. Anthony Rocker, a couple of those. They've just got to find a way to convert more opportunities.
Disposals per goal there, a lot of usage of the ball. Inside 50s per goal. Pretty close, Alvey, working it out of a tight situation. It was. His skills by foot have been good. Gilby chased it down, didn't watch the ball. Grant snuck the handball through. Missed the intended target. Wakeland, centre half back. Pies out of trouble again. Lacuria, O'Brien around the corner. Tarrant presents. Hunter punches, but Tarrant marks strongly. Play on. O'Brien linking play. This time they've got the loose player. Lacuria drills the ball to Rocker. Just a little bit too far in front. Bartlett pushed him to the pocket.
Should also add, of course, that the Bulldogs have only kicked 6 goals. They've had 17 scoring shots over the Doggies, 10 to the Magpies. So they've just been strangled a bit as Saunders comes off. Nathan Brown back on.
Ball back into play. Collingwood forward pocket. Burst with a handball over the top to either Crediop or the boundary. He would have taken either.
Much prefer Nathan Brown on Jason Cloke. because Brown is a smart player. He knows where to run and could cause him a few problems. Gives Cloak something to think about. Than someone like young Nathan Saunders, who's not that confident at the moment, still finding his way.
You've got your way, Garry. That's precisely what's happened.
Fraser takes the ball out of the ruck contest and will get a bounce inside attacking 50 for Collingwood. Bulldogs by 7 points. Burns on screen with the sticking plaster on the cut eye. Top 5 possession winners. Brad Johnson leading them. Cloak up there. Has been loose in defence a lot of time. Ball still inside Collingwood's attacking 50. Still inside the pack. And still the umpire will be forced to sort it out.
So a very tight period of play here. Just the 2 goals scored in the quarter, 1 from each. And we are enjoying a high-quality game full of pressure. Fraser, Bandy, McGough, Liberatore. Another ball up, just under 4 minutes remaining. Garlic on camera there, starting the day on the bench. Liberatore